Alrighty, Spidey. So now we are going to talk about getting it done, time management systems that actually work. So in the next video, I'm going to actually talk about the Stephen Covey getting things done method. But for this video, I want to talk about two things that are life changers for me. That's theming and chunking. Sounds weird, right? So first thing that is important to understand is that we don't multitask well as humans. Human beings are not meant to focus on a bunch of different things. This is more for you women in here. Men tend to be really good at compartmentalizing. Men will be like, okay, I need to do X and I'm going to do X and nothing else happens. Everything becomes like a blur around them. Women tend to be a little more like, oh, shiny, and trying to do 65 things. You're raising your child over here on the floor, and you're working here, and you're doing X, and you're doing Y, and you're trying to go back and forth. And it takes brain power to make that switch from everything. You're going to be far more effective if you can focus on the same type of tasks at the same time, if not a single task at a time. So stop multitasking. And the way that I have implemented this in my life and the way that I recommend that you do this is by chunking your time into 90-minute segments and by theming your time or your days. So chunking is a pretty common methodology and there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can get super rigid and you can break your calendar out into 90 minutes. You can set a timer, whatever. But the idea is you want to try and do the same type of stuff. So if it's phone calls, if it's videos, if it's your actual design work or your writing work, do it in a 90-minute chunk, take a break, come back and do another 90-minute chunk. It allows your body, it works with your body rhythms. I don't remember the science behind it, but there is science behind it. And it's better for your memory. And so you want to chunk things together, chunk like items together. The other thing is themes. Themes has worked really, really well for me. I've tried all of the getting things done method, and I tried the method where you like actually rigidly schedule out your calendar and you're like, I'm going to do marketing for 2 hours and I'm going to do this for 2 hours. That doesn't work for me. Maybe it'll work for you, but it didn't work for me. What has worked really well for me is theming my days. So as an example, when I switched into coaching, when I first started doing coaching and I was also doing design and I'm still kind of back and forth between the two and it's a big mindset shift. Like when I'm designing, I'm in a very different brain space from when I'm coaching. When I'm on the phone call with somebody versus when I'm drawing, totally different thing, right? You shouldn't be going back and forth. And what I've found really effective for me is to spend a single day and theme it as whatever it is that I need to do. So for me, Mondays are marketing Mondays. Tuesdays and Thursdays are coaching days. Those are the only days that I take coaching calls, and it's just back-to-back video calls all day long. And while I might do some other things in between, that is my number one focus. It's like I put on my coaching hat. I'm a coach today. On Thursdays, I make these videos. And I do my group coaching programs, right? And then, Wednesday might be admin day. That kind of flexes. I usually try and take Friday off. But the point is, start looking at how you can chunk your processes together to be more effective. And really just stop multitasking. That's the bottom line here, is we are not meant to multitask. So start being kinder to yourself and start doing things together. And you can plan your projects that way as well, right? So in the next lesson, like I said, we're going to go into the GTD method, but you want to think about that with your projects. So sometimes you'll have a client project and it has multiple areas. So depending on your specialty, if you are a designer, you might have some admin stuff you've got to do, and then you've got to do research, and then you've got to do the actual design work, and then you've got to do the computer work, and then you've got to do the invoicing and billing. Like those things can be chunked together and put into themes. And so you could have Friday could be your admin day, and that's when you do all your invoices for all your clients. Instead of doing one client, do as much for them as you can on a single day, you can do all of your client invoicing in a day, right? It's going to be slightly more effective because you're not switching back and forth between different ways of working and different brain patterns. Make sense? So Start to chunk and theme your time. Look for patterns and ways that you can combine and streamline. I'll see you in the next video.